Hey guys, it's Cindy, and I am here with one of my favorite and easiest lazy dog trainer tips. So if you're like me, I don't have time for one, things that don't work, and two, I'm not going to do 10 steps when I can just do three. And better yet, why do 3 steps when I can just do one? So one of my favorite trainer tips I'm going to give you today that works on a multitude of behavior issues. So I listed a few here. Yes, this is my very high-tech thing that I'm doing, so don't mock me. But you know, what are some normal dog things that dogs do? Barking, chewing, digging, separation anxiety, super common. Crate training, or just teething can be on there. The playful biting, which isn't so playful. The puppy biting can be on there. So many things that dogs do. And why do they do it? So the difference between training a dog and behavior consulting or behavior modification. So dog training is obedience commands: sit, come, down, working on training the dog to do what you ask them to do. A behavior consultant, why that light is like really glaring on me. Behavior consultant or behavior modification looks at the reason why your dog is doing it. So why is your dog digging? Why is your dog chewing? Why are they playful biting? Well, the flippant and most correct answer is they're dogs. That's what they do, right? And when they live with us, we just have to teach them the correct way, outlets for all of this stuff. But if you hire a trainer may look at this and go, okay, well, they're doing X, Y, and Z. Well, let's just punish this. So we can punish the digging to get them to stop digging. But if we don't alleviate the reason that they're digging, then they are digging here. I can't read backwards. If they're digging, then they can start barking. Because a lot of these behaviors, especially these three, why do they do it? They're bored. They're bored. They're looking for something to do and to engage their brain. Whether it's barking, looking out the window, barking at squirrels, barking at the neighbors. Obviously, digging in the roses is a great way to pass the time. Chewing on things. Dogs are hardwired to chew. That's what they do. So if we don't give them a proper outlet for this, they're going to find something. And they don't know to chew on their toys. I hear this a lot. Well, my dog has a million toys and he doesn't like them. Well, you have to teach them to chew on those things. In the wild, dogs don't have fuzzy little squirrels, or what's Rudy chewing on? Rudy's chewing on his little Mr. Krabs here. They don't have this in the wild. So he has to learn to like to chew on those things and to occupy himself and to seek those things out when he's bored, right? So the wheel of behaviors here, if we punish the barking, but we don't alleviate the boredom, then he's going to start digging. And we can punish this, and if we don't alleviate the boredom still, and we punish these two things, then he's going to start doing this. And I've seen so many dogs where they've been punished for doing these sorts of behaviors, and then the owners will resort to, putting them in a cement run. And so what happens, they don't have anything to chew on. They don't have, speaking of which, Rudy, Reggie, Reg, nobody wants to see that. They don't have anything to occupy themselves. They can't chew on the steel bars. Well, sometimes I see dogs chewing on the steel bars, and they get sores. They will break their teeth. They will grind down their teeth. It's just horrible. But if they have nothing left to do, then they'll start doing some OCD behaviors and even some self-mutilation behaviors, which is what you see in the old-time zoos. The tigers would just pace back and forth without any enrichment and just basically go crazy. So that's what happens sometimes to dogs if we just put them in a cement run and we don't give them any enrichment. We don't give them any outlet for this stuff. Oh my gosh. Are you okay back there? You good? Okay, I got a tail wag. He's good. So we have to give him an outlet for it, right? So to get rid of the behavior issues, it's not about punishing and alleviating this. It's about getting to the root of the problem, which is boredom. Boredom, right? That's why your dog does this stuff. So an effective behavior modification training program isn't about putting a shock collar on your dog and punishing them every time they chew something, or putting a pinch collar on them and yanking them every time they, dig or pull ahead of you or whatever it is you don't like. It's about teaching the correct outlet for these behaviors. So how do we do that? Well, there's many strategies that I utilize, and one of the big strategies that you guys hear me talk about all the time, and I'm not an artist, so I'll draw a cute little picture here. One of the big strategies that I use all the time, it's very effective and very easy, is the Kong. The Kong. Kong, like King Kong. In fact, that's how it got its name. Those of you who want like a little trivia, it got its name because it looks like King Kong's earplug. So there you go. The things you learn just hanging out with me. But this easy little toy can satisfy the boredom issue, but also help with other issues like the separation anxiety, the crate training, even the puppy biting. Because again, puppy biting, they're bored. That's why they bite at you. They're bored. Pay attention to me. Bored. Entertain me. I'm a little puppy. Entertain me. Entertain me. So giving them these, but you don't just give it to them and go, oh, he didn't know how to play with it. He didn't like it. You got to put food in it. That's the beauty of this, is you put food in it. Yes, you can put a little peanut butter in there. Peanut butter is great, but it's also kind of fatty. So we don't want to use a whole lot of the peanut butter. I like to mix it in with just their regular meal, their dry dog food, their wet dog food, whatever their meal is. Start feeding them in this. Take away the food bowls. That's another huge strategy. If you're still feeding your dog in bowls, you are missing huge opportunities for enrichment. If they eat it out of a bowl, 10 seconds, they're done, they're bored again. So now they're going to start barking. Now they're going to start digging up the roses, whatever is going to occupy their time. So instead of feeding them in the bowl, yes, you can do different training exercises, and we talk about that all the time, but just put it in the Kong. And there's a million different recipes, different ways to stuff a Kong. You want to start on easy mode. You want to make it more challenging. Please check out some more of my other videos where I elaborate on that. I could elaborate for hours on how to stuff a Kong. In fact, I do. But please keep this in mind. I hear people all the time, okay, how do I stop him from digging in the roses? So I explain the whole strategy, and they're like, okay, that's great, but then how do I stop him from barking? Same strategy. Oh, what about, barking at the neighbors, but what about barking at squirrels, barking at bugs that drop by, whatever, okay? Have to keep the brain engaged. And yes, there's other nuances to it. We want to make sure we're not inadvertently rewarding the behavior. Lots of things like that can be going on, lots of complexities to it, which again, if you want a deeper dive on this, please see some of my online programs or give me a call. We can, set up a private coaching session or call. So there's a lot of nuances to it, but really it's about what would you rather have your dog do? If they're doing this, they're not doing this. Rather than just punishing this, We have to replace this with something else, especially if you have a young active dog. Yes, if your dog is 15, is losing their eyesight, doesn't have a lot of energy, yeah, they're going to sleep a lot all day. If your dog is 10 weeks old, not so much. 10 months old, even less. They need something to do. And then as they get older and as they mature and develop, then they can just get in more and more trouble. So refer to the Wheel of Kong. Why is your dog doing it? Bored. Okay, this is the cause. These are the symptoms. This is your solution. One step, and feed them in it. So I hope that helped. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed my very high-tech training tools here. And till next time, thanks for hanging out with me. Go play with your dog with some toys. Take care.